Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature somewhere like Starlight is, and here I am. I see a yellow butterfly flying around right as I started this video. So anyway, I hope you're getting out. Plus, make sure, depending on where you live, whoopsie, is make sure you get plenty of water, and Starlight brought a lot of fruit with her today, so yay. And also make sure you're being kind to yourself, forgive others, and what is even harder is to forgive yourself. So please forgive yourself for anything, forgive others, let it go, move on in your life and just try to do better the next day, so don't beat yourself up. So anyway, I love all of you. If you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you could find me, and that is on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. Plus, you can give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to see and be that change that you want to see in the world. And don't forget the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. That way you don't miss any videos. And you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. Plus, don't forget you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you could follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So this is another beautiful, this trail has a lot of beautiful trails. I just went on one today, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to fly here, flying around. But look at that. It's a yellow butterfly. So yeah. Beep. So yes, anyway, oops, sorry. Yeah, I gotta get the right lighting here. I don't know what your day is like, but like I got this shirt. It's a good day to be happy, and I have butterfly pants on. Let's see. I don't know if you're going to be able to see these, but my butterfly, Starlight really didn't match her clothes today. I'm like, I don't care. I really don't. I want to wear this shirt with those butterfly pants, and that's exactly what Starlight did. So anyway, I do love you. Here we go. I'm going to head back because I already went on this trail and I need to do other things. So this is a beautiful trail, and out here in Florida, I really believe they're having like a competition of who can have the most beautifulest trails out here. And this one, like the other one I put out the other day, you thought was beautiful. And this is, they both are beautiful. I don't think I could really pick what one I thought is more beautiful than the other. And I will show you what they did on this trail, but you can't tell on the end of the trail because they don't have it right here. But this is so beautiful, the work, the money, the time that has been put into this trail. I've never seen, I've gone in different parts of New York for hiking trails, but not like this. This is my second hiking trail out in Florida, where they put a lot of money in these trails here. So anyway, I'm gonna, whoops, sorry. Okay, thank you. Beep. So here we go, is today, I thought about this a while ago, and then somebody made a video, and I'm like, that's exactly what I want to talk about, is the three monkeys, and I looked it up earlier, I hope I remember the order. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. So that is so important, and that really can get us in a lot of trouble. And so I'm gonna first talk to you about hear no evil. There's I I have to say, from when I was a kid all the way through my whole life, is hear no evil. Are you hearing things that are not good? What kind of things are you hearing? Are you hearing a lot of lies, like we've been lied to our whole life? Are you listening to like gossip and, people backstabbing each other. Now, Starlight has never been really a person to gossip like in a bad way. Normally, if I was going to talk about somebody, it's because I care and I love them and I want to, not that I'm talking bad about them, but I'm like, how can I help this person? So it's not that I'm talking about them and saying, oh, did you see what they did and all that stuff, is that, I always ask questions all the time, so, and I just want the best for everyone, but not everyone is out there. And so what is worse? Somebody that's gossiping and talking bad about people, or the one listening to it and, like entertaining it? So, we don't have to be around people that, tear people up. And, this is one of the biggest reasons why I never wanted to be a Hollywood star. I didn't go to high school and I really didn't have the greatest education, but I wasn't stupid when I was younger, because I don't even know how I knew this, but I must have watched the news enough or seen magazines, because I would go to a store with my parents or whatever and see Hollywood magazines out there. And I'm going to show you some things out here, but is like even on the news, Hollywood stars, you're going to love this, people. I got to show you this, these beautiful trees here. But the Hollywood stars, they would put them on magazines and they talked ugly. Are you into the Hollywood stars, and can't wait to hear what they're going to say about the Hollywood stars. And this is called the tree house here. Look at this huge tree. Of course, this video is not going to really do this, how beautiful this looks in person. But are you really into the stuff on the news and on the TV or the media about all the Hollywood stars? And, oh, did you hear, so-and-so, was cheating and, or somebody did this, I don't know. They even have, this is what really upset me when I seen this stuff, is when Hollywood stars go out to a beach to go swimming, and whether they knew it or not, that somebody was around with a camera, took pictures of them, and whether they had a sexy body or wasn't that hot, that, they might take their picture and put it on a front page magazine of the Hollywood stars, and maybe that lady or man did not have the greatest looking body, and then they put that stuff all over to sell that to you, so it is really horrible. I was devastated as a child seeing that stuff. I just couldn't believe, that they can do this stuff to people, tear them apart, rip them apart, so are you, maybe related to somebody like that? Maybe somebody that's all they ever do is they're negative about people. They don't try to figure out how to help them. It's just that they're downing them and, being ugly about what they're doing in their life. So are you hearing things that you shouldn't be hearing? Maybe you should not, be around those people, because if you're around those people, if you're around those people that are gossiping and tearing people apart, whether you're actually not saying anything about it, but listening to the gossip, tearing people apart, you're just as bad as that person that's gossiping bad about other people. So we need to be kind to people and really try to help people out instead of being ugly and really judgmental. We have to really think of ways to, how can, I help this person? What is there a way that I can help this person? Or, if you don't want to do that, think of ways that you can pray for that person. Pray, and I do this myself. I meet people along my way here on my journey here, going from New York to Florida, and people love to open up to Starlight. You know why? Because I open up to them, and it does. It, you know, when you're real with people, it helps them. It helps them to open up to you. So, you know, if there's somebody that's going through a hard time, instead of talking negative and backstabbing them, why don't you pray about it? You know, why don't you help them in that way? And maybe, you know, because if you pray for that, hang on, I got people that come through, so I don't want them in the video, but hang on, I got to back up a little bit here. I can't remember the view. I don't want to make you guys get dizzy, but there was a spot where it has a water spot here. Nope, this is not the spot. So yeah, just think of ways that that you could pray for people and ask God to help them out in their situation, you know, because people really are going through a lot of stuff, and they really don't need other people talking bad about them and spreading rumors and gossip about them. It's just best to pray for those people and really want the best for them. And so that's about like hearing evil, not only about gossiping and stuff or drama, is about, how about hearing music that is not good for you, you know, or even TV shows. Like my dad can't see, so when he, I say when he watches TV, he doesn't really sit there and watch the TV because he can't see what's on the screen, but he is hearing what's on the screen, you know. And are you hearing things that are not good for you, like lies, you know, like the news tells us lies all the time. Are you listening to all the lies that the news channels are telling you, or are you listening to things that is on the TV or the media that is not good for you? You know, maybe you ought to turn that off into something positive instead of listening to negative information and lies. So you want to really listen to positive stuff and not negative stuff, not things that are going to tear people apart, but lift people up. And that's what we need to do in order to be that change that we want to build, is instead of tearing people apart, lift them up. Instead of kicking them down, pull them up, help them up, you know. So we need more people out there to help people. I'll just show you really quick. See all this writing here? This is all through here, all the way to the beginning. Okay, so now I talked about hearing evil, and now I'm going to talk about speaking evil. Now, earlier, like I said about hearing evil, is hearing people talk about gossiping and stuff like that. Are we, you know, saying things that we shouldn't say, and, you know, listening to gossip or saying gossip, you know? So we got to really be careful. Words are very powerful. So you have to really be careful of the kind of things that come out of your mouth, because whether you understand this or not, or whether you agree to this or not, is oh, I got to show you. This is so awesome. I can't believe I got this on video here. Look at this big turtle. This baby's big. But yeah, you have to use your words kindly with people, you know, and with yourself. Don't like be rough with yourself and criticize yourself and judge yourself and judge other people. You know, instead of judging yourself and being hard on yourself, tell yourself that, you know what, today I didn't do so great. That's okay. Tomorrow I'm going to do better. You know, turn it around. This is how we can reprogram the way we think, you know, and what we say. And words are very powerful. So if you are saying that you're stupid, I recently heard somebody say that, and I'm like, do not say you're stupid. You are not stupid. And don't let anybody else tell you that you are stupid. You know, those people that are judgmental and stuff like that, that just shows that they have to get right with themselves, you know. And criticizing people and judging people is not the way God really wants us to be. So you got to be kind with your words. And also, how are you with your kids? You know, are you kind with your kids with your, whoops, sorry, I didn't zoom. Whoopsie, I gave you guys like a wee. There you guys go. But yeah, that's a big, huge turtle. Is what things do you tell your children and, in their life? Are you helping them out? Are you encouraging them? Are you inspiring your children? Or are you criticizing them and judging them? And, how are you treating them? Because how you treat them is going to really say how they're going to turn out later on. So you really want to be kind with your children and teach them how to become their greatest version and be the change that they want to see in the world. The kids need to have people to inspire them instead of judging them and pointing at all the wrong that they do. So be positive with your children and teach them right, teach them and be an example to your children. You gotta, in order for them to make any changes in a good way, is that we have to be the right example to them. It's about hearing evil, speaking evil, and let's see, I gotta see, seeing evil. What are you watching? You have, there's a lot of things out in the world that can actually help us out as far as what we are seeing. And it is kind of funny, I keep on going back and forth, but even to, are you watching and seeing things that you should not be seeing? Like the Hollywood stuff. I don't even get into Hollywood stuff, but if we don't buy the material out there of people gossiping and making people look bad on the news, or, if we didn't entertain it, it wouldn't sell and they would stop doing it. But the reason why it sells is that there's people out there that are buying this stuff. There's people out there buying the Hollywood stars because they can't wait for that gossip. They can't wait to, hear about something bad instead of listening to something positive. So, use your eyes. You got to really protect what you are looking at, and this goes for men and women on this. And, I'll tell you, this is something else. I'm making this video and there's a lot of people walking by and I'm just keep on rolling with the, God has a way of doing things without us realizing, but, there's a lot of things that we see with our eyes, and, what are you looking at that is not a good thing to look at? And you got to really be careful of the things that you let your eyes see, because it's not always going to be healthy for you to look at certain things out in the, and that goes, out in public. I am a female, and, there's beautiful women. And even though I'm a female, hang on, beep, is that we really have to, really be careful how we're looking at people, and how we look at them is to, not to look at things in a wrong way, in an unhealthy way, but to, there's beauty out in the world, but you don't want to, look at it in a wrong way that's going to take you in a wrong place. So, hang on, this was a very topic here, is, what I'm trying to say, are you looking at women or men in a, I love art. That's my big thing, is I love art. Starlight would have no problem being like a model for like beauty, but we have to be careful of the kind of things that we're looking at. And even with movies that are out in the world, are you watching things that are not healthy for you? Are you watching, what are you watching? Are you watching things that are going to help you to grow as a person? Are you watching things that are going to bring you to the bar scene? And, you have to really be careful of the kind of things that you see and put your eyes on, because everything that's out in the world is not really good for you. So and also with your children, what kind of things are you letting your children watch? So you really got to be careful of the things that your children see, because that's going to affect them later on in their life. So, you got to, this video is not just about the adults, but it's about the adults being that example for their kids. So their kids, you got to protect your kids from things that they hear, things that they see and things that they say. So you have to, as parents, you got to be that example so your kids don't see the wrong things, don't say the wrong, things, and don't hear the wrong things. Whoops, I got to do this. It's very busy here. So really be careful with your children, what kind of stuff they watch on the TV, because it can affect them in a way that you're not even aware of. And not everybody gets educated to understand that. So Starlight's not here to judge anyone. This is a video to help you to be aware of, different ages kids. You'd be amazed what is going on with the kids. And it's really sad when I go out in public certain places and see how the little girls are dressed, and not all of them. Some of them are really being brought up in a good way with their parents, where they're dressing their little girls in a proper way. And this really has nothing to do with the boys at all, really, because I don't really see boys, normally it would be the girls. But you really got to be careful of the kind of clothing and like what kind of music your kids are listening to, because they're in a different generation now than when I was a kid. I grew up with country music, and these days the music has turned around, and are your little girls and boys watching all the Hollywood stuff? Because having your kids watch all the Hollywood stuff on TV is going to be a bad example for them to grow up with. So you really have to be careful of the kind of music and entertainment that you entertain your kids with, because it's going to affect them later on in their life. Whoops, excuse me, thank you. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay, here we go. We're almost done here. So Starlight loves all of you. This is ways that really we can really be that change that we want to see in the world, is to really be cautious of the things that we let our ears listen to, what our eyes see, what we say out of our mouth. What kind of things do you say, with your words, and how are you with yourself or others? So we need to be kind to people. Sorry, there's a lot of people coming out. So we need to be kind, and we got to really be aware of those senses, because, listening to the wrong things and saying the wrong things and seeing the wrong things really is going to have a way of tripping you up. Maybe not today, but it will trip you up in some time in the future. And, music has a power. Your eye, we get drawn. Sorry, I'm going to go to my car right. But those things can affect us in so many different ways. And in the beginning, you might not understand how it affects you in a bad way. But, when I used to go to church, they were teaching all this stuff, but then they overdid it. They over-controlled the people in the church, where, they were getting too carried away, telling you what kind of dress you can wear and all that stuff, and what length it should be. So you do have to be careful out in the world as far as your senses, because it is very powerful to hang on, I gotta get where the lighting is better here. Whew. Wow, it got really busy in there, but it's a beautiful place, and I'm glad to see people out. I gotta stand in the shade somewhere. But we really need to help people, and especially the kids, so if you're a grandpa or a grandma, and if you're, your grandkids might be saying things that they shouldn't say. And I have to say, my two grandsons are doing great. I know my oldest grandson, he is being brought up in a good way, and my younger grandson, where my son is raising him up with his wife, they got, they're bringing up their son in a good way. My son doesn't even say the word shit like his mom does, so we really need to be more cautious of how we bring our kids up and what we're letting them see in this world, and what kind of people are they influenced by, so you really need to keep an eye on your children as far as Where do they spend their time? What kind of friends do they have? What kind of music do their friends listen to, or their parents? So I can't tell you what to do, but really, if I started this all over again, I know I made a big, huge mistake when I was younger, but it was a quick lesson. You really got to be careful of where you let your kids, go to people's houses, and you don't, I'll tell you, it doesn't take long. I'll tell you what, you let your kids out of the house for a couple times, at somebody's house, and you never investigated to find out what kind of people they are, and you just said, yeah, you can go over their house and spend, a couple days there. Bam, I am telling you, it happens that quick, or it can happen that quick. So you really want to protect your kids. So this is for parents and adults, is to really be careful what you're listening to. Be careful of what you see, what you're looking at. What are you looking at? Should you be watching that stuff on the, really? What are you watching on the internet? Because addiction can happen, and then, there's a lot of males and females, they look at the wrong stuff on the internet, like porn sites or chat sites, with young kids, young girls, young boys, and before you know it, there's people that communicate to those people, and they do meet these people out in public. They get it. It's really setting yourself up for a fall. If you're watching porn, you're really setting yourself up, because if you're married and you have a family and stuff like that, and if you're letting your eyes see that stuff, it definitely can ruin your relationship, especially if it's a secret and you think nobody knows about it. You wait until they find out about it. So men and women, there's lust and there's love. It's nothing wrong with looking at the opposite sex, but what is your heart doing? What is going on inside of you? So these are things that we really got to be careful about, because it could trip us up in a bad, really, really bad way, where it could lead to divorce. It could separate the whole entire family. There's even worse, that's bad. But if you're not being faithful to your loved ones because you didn't control what you were looking at, nobody's looking. Maybe, God knows everything that we do. So nothing that you do is not unseen. Everything that we do, even if we are in a closed-in room, God can see through that room. There's no, what room? So really be careful of those things. And I know those are some topics, isn't it? This is definitely not for kids, but in a way, these kids need to learn that, not everything that is out there in the world is good for them. And don't freak out on your kids if you catch them doing something. It's not going to help them either. So if you catch your kids doing something and you're like, oh my, and there's lots of stories on the media, on the internet, of men or, daddies or mommies, catching their kids doing some crazy stuff. Don't put that stuff on the internet, please. It's not for the public eye, because whether you know it or not, by putting that stuff about your kids on the internet, that could make your child want to, end their life. So communicate with your children. Don't freak out. If it shocks you when you see something, walk away for a little bit, take some breathers. Breathe, really. If you got to blow in a bag, a brown paper bag, breathe in that bag for a while, chill out, cool off. And that's how you should handle every situation with your kids if they get on your nerves. Please do not handle doing something with your kids, in an inappropriate, in a bad way, abusive way with your kids when it just happens. Sometimes it's just best to walk away. Take a chill pill. Don't go into the refrigerator and grab beer or alcohol or do drugs. Absolutely not. Take a chill pill. Relax. Come to your senses. And, like what I had to do before is I prayed. I'm like, how do I handle this? What do I do with my kids? So it is so important that you with your children is to don't scare the heck out of them because they did something they didn't know was wrong. Communicate with them and let them know, honey, I'm sorry, but that what you're watching is not good and not healthy, and you don't have to abuse your kids with words or anything like that. take some time out and talk to them like a human being, and let them know that that is not a good thing to do, and tell them why, you know, explain things so they understand, so they know not to do those things. So anyway, I do love you so much, and I pray, you know, you be careful of what you listen to, what you see with your eyes, and what you say out of your mouth, because that stuff will come back, or it can affect your children or other people. I love you so much. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also don't forget the notification bell, ding ding ding, and don't forget to leave a message down below, beep beep beep. And you can also follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So anyway, what a beautiful trail, and that was only the boardwalk trail out here. Out in Florida, but I like walking on dirt, really. But it was a beautiful boardwalk trail. So anyway, I do love you. I really hope you enjoy this Starlight. This is Starlight, love, light.